Welcome back to the Tell Me More Now channel. How to stop emotional eating. Top triggers and life-changing tips. Today, we're looking at the habit of emotional eating. What triggers it and how you can overcome it. This behavior can be triggered by a variety of emotional states and often leads to consuming high-calorie, sugary, or fatty foods, which are typically labeled as comfort foods. Key characteristics of emotional eating include 1. Eating for comfort. Using food to soothe emotional distress. 2. Mindless eating. Eating without being conscious of the quantity or type of food consumed. 3. Craving specific foods. Often desiring foods that are high in sugar, fat, or carbohydrates. 4. Guilt and shame. Feeling guilty or ashamed after eating, which can perpetuate the cycle of emotional eating. Emotional eating can be differentiated from physical hunger in several ways. 1. Sudden versus gradual hunger. Emotional hunger tends to come on suddenly, while physical hunger builds gradually. 2. Specific versus general cravings. Emotional hunger usually craves specific comfort foods, whereas physical hunger can be satisfied with a variety of foods. 3. Mindless versus conscious eating. Emotional eating often happens without much thought, leading to overeating. 3. Physical hunger involves more conscious food choices and attention to the feeling of fullness. 4. Unrelated to mealtime. Emotional eating can occur at any time and is often unrelated to when you last ate, whereas physical hunger follows a more regular eating pattern. Let's look at some common signs of emotional eating. Please subscribe to be notified of new videos on health and wellness. Signs of emotional eating include a range of behaviors and feelings that indicate food is being used to cope with emotions rather than to satisfy physical hunger. 1. Sudden cravings. A sudden and intense craving for specific comfort foods, especially those high in sugar, fat, or salt. 2. Eating in response to emotions. Eating when feeling stressed, anxious, bored, lonely, sad, or even happy and celebrating, rather than eating because of physical hunger. 3. Mindless eating. Eating without paying attention to the amount or type of food being consumed, often while distracted by other activities like watching TV or browsing the internet. 4. Eating beyond fullness. Continuing to eat even when already full or not hungry at all. 5. Seeking comfort in food. Using food as a primary source of comfort or as a way to soothe negative emotions. 6. Feeling guilt or shame. Experiencing feelings of guilt, shame, or regret after eating, particularly after eating a large quantity or unhealthy foods. 7. Eating in isolation. Preferring to eat alone to avoid others seeing the amount of food consumed or the types of food chosen. 8. Frequent eating episodes. Having frequent episodes of eating, particularly in response to emotional triggers, rather than following a regular meal schedule. 9. Difficulty controlling eating. Finding it hard to stop eating once started, especially when experiencing strong emotions. 10. Associating food with reward. Using food as a reward for completing tasks or achieving goals, rather than as nourishment. 11. Disconnection from physical hunger. Being unable to distinguish between physical hunger and emotional hunger, often ignoring physical hunger cues. Recognizing these signs can help individuals identify if they are engaging in emotional eating and take steps to address the underlying emotional triggers. Let's look at the causes of emotional eating. Emotional eating can be caused by a variety of factors, often related to how individuals cope with stress and emotions. Some common causes include 1. Stress. High levels of stress can trigger the body's release of cortisol, a hormone that increases appetite and cravings for high-fat, sugary foods. Eating these foods can temporarily reduce stress and provide comfort. 2. Emotional distress. Feelings of sadness, loneliness, anxiety, or boredom can lead people to use food as a way to cope with or distract themselves from these uncomfortable emotions. 3. Childhood habits. Early experiences with food, such as being given treats as a reward or comfort by parents, can establish a pattern of turning to food for emotional comfort later in life. 4. Social situations. Eating in social contexts, such as family gatherings or celebrations, can create associations between food and emotions. Social pressure or the desire to fit in can also lead to overeating. 5. Poor self-esteem. Individuals with low self-esteem may use food as a way to cope with negative self-perceptions or to fill a perceived void in their lives. 6. Dieting and deprivation. Restrictive diets or depriving oneself of certain foods can lead to binge eating and emotional eating once the restriction is lifted or during moments of emotional vulnerability. 7. Boredom. Eating can become a way to pass the time or provide stimulation when there is nothing else to do. 8. Biological factors. Hormonal imbalances, particularly related to serotonin and dopamine, can affect mood and appetite, leading to emotional eating. 9. Lack of coping skills. Without effective strategies to manage emotions, individuals may turn to food as an easily accessible and immediate form of comfort. 10. Environmental triggers. Certain environments, such as having easy access to unhealthy foods at home or work, can contribute to emotional eating behaviors. Addressing emotional eating often involves identifying these underlying causes and developing healthier coping mechanisms. Strategies can include stress management techniques, building emotional awareness, seeking social support, and creating a balanced approach to eating that does not involve extreme restrictions. Let's examine some consequences of emotional eating. Emotional eating can lead to a variety of negative consequences, affecting both physical and mental health. 1. Weight gain and obesity. Consistently consuming high-calorie, sugary, and fatty foods in response to emotions can lead to weight gain and increase the risk of obesity. 2. Nutritional deficiencies. Emotional eaters often choose comfort foods that are low in essential nutrients, which can lead to an imbalanced diet and nutritional deficiencies. 3. Increased risk of chronic diseases. Weight gain and poor nutrition associated with emotional eating can increase the risk of developing chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension. 4. Digestive problems. Overeating can lead to gastrointestinal issues such as bloating, indigestion, and acid reflux. 5. Mental health issues. Emotional eating can exacerbate feelings of guilt, shame, and low self-esteem, potentially leading to or worsening conditions like depression and anxiety. 6. Cycle of emotional eating. Negative emotions and the guilt from emotional eating can create a vicious cycle, where individuals continue to eat emotionally to cope with the resulting negative feelings. 7. Poor relationship with food. Emotional eating can disrupt a healthy relationship with food, leading to disordered eating patterns such as binge eating. 8. Decreased physical activity. Weight gain and low energy levels from poor nutrition can lead to reduced physical activity, further exacerbating health problems. 9. Social isolation. The shame and embarrassment associated with emotional eating can lead individuals to eat in isolation, avoiding social situations and support networks. 10. Financial impact. Regularly purchasing high-calorie, processed foods can strain finances, especially if it becomes a frequent coping mechanism. 11. Impaired daily functioning. The physical and emotional consequences of emotional eating can impair one's ability to function effectively in daily life, affecting work performance, relationships, and overall quality of life. Addressing emotional eating involves recognizing these consequences and seeking healthier ways to manage emotions, such as through therapy, stress reduction techniques, and developing a balanced approach to nutrition and self-care. Let's look at how to overcome emotional eating using practical steps. Overcoming emotional eating involves developing healthier coping mechanisms, building self-awareness, and creating a balanced relationship with food. Here are some practical steps to help manage and overcome emotional eating. 1. Identify triggers. Keep a food diary. Record what you eat, when you eat, and how you feel before and after eating. This can help identify patterns and emotional triggers. Recognize emotional cues. Pay attention to feelings that lead to emotional eating, such as stress, boredom, or sadness. Check the description below the video for details of common triggers. 2. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. Find alternatives. Replace eating with other activities that can alleviate stress or boredom, such as going for a walk, practicing a hobby, or engaging in relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. Exercise regularly. Physical activity can help reduce stress and improve mood, making it a great alternative to emotional eating. 3. Build mindful eating habits. Eat mindfully. Focus on eating slowly, savoring each bite, and paying attention to hunger and fullness cues. Avoid distractions like TV or smartphones while eating. Plan meals and snacks. Structure your eating with regular meals and healthy snacks to prevent extreme hunger, which can lead to overeating. 4. Practice self-compassion. Avoid self-criticism. Be kind to yourself if you slip up. Understand that overcoming emotional eating is a process and requires time. Set realistic goals. Focus on making small, sustainable changes rather than aiming for perfection. 5. Create a support system. Talk to friends or family. Sharing your struggles with trusted individuals can provide emotional support and accountability. Seek professional help. Consider working with a therapist or counselor to address underlying emotional issues and develop healthier coping strategies. 6. Improve your environment. Stock healthy foods. Keep nutritious foods available and reduce the temptation by limiting the availability of high-calorie, sugary snacks. Remove triggers. Identify and minimize environmental triggers that lead to emotional eating, such as keeping comfort foods out of easy reach. 7. Develop stress management techniques. Practice relaxation. Techniques like yoga, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation can help reduce stress. Schedule downtime. Ensure you have regular periods of relaxation and self-care in your daily routine. 8. Focus on emotional awareness. Express your emotions. Use journaling or creative outlets to express and process your emotions instead of suppressing them with food. Build emotional intelligence. Work on identifying, understanding, and managing your emotions through self-reflection or counseling. 9. Create balanced eating patterns. Avoid skipping meals. Eating regularly helps maintain stable blood sugar levels and reduces the likelihood of binge eating. Include a variety of foods. Ensure your diet is balanced and includes a variety of nutrients to keep your body satisfied and reduce cravings. 10. Set boundaries and limits. Establish eating rules. Set personal guidelines such as eating only at the table, not in front of the TV, and during specific times to avoid mindless eating. 11. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge progress. Celebrate small victories and progress in your journey to overcome emotional eating. Recognizing achievements can boost motivation and confidence. Implementing these steps gradually and consistently can help you develop a healthier relationship with food and manage emotional eating more effectively. Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you found these insights on emotional eating triggers and practical tips helpful. Remember, identifying your triggers is the first step towards overcoming emotional eating and building a healthier relationship with food. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from these tips. And if you have any personal experiences or additional tips, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Until the next video, take care and stay healthy.